Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is Hugo and Jake. Jake reads your comments number.
I'm never gonna eat all these nerd ropes.
Show them how many nerd ropes you bought.
I have so many.
You don't
Plus
even...
2 more. Yeah,
You don't
I only wanted one, but they didn't sell any, so I went on Amazon. I gave in to Satan.
It's gonna take you 7 years to eat all these.
At the rate I eat candy, that's probably pretty close.
So, we're here to read more of your comments and comment back at you. So, here we go.
It's more like Jake responds with sass.
Yeah! First one comes from our Discord, Lexifer. Dear Hugo and Jake, I am registered to vote in Knox County. Should I vote for Kane? Like, the campaign signs are now everywhere, and I can't believe the meme is real. But he also seems like a pretty run-of-the-mill libertarian, so it might not be too bad.
Are you familiar with this? Kane,
No.
the wrestler.
There's a wrestler... Okay,
He used to wear a red mask, very tall.
He was in this surprise. There have been wrestler.
He was in a horror movie a while ago that actually got decent reviews, I believe.
Okay.
Could be wrong. Anyway, this was a very big thing on the TJ years of DP. Like, right near the end, they had a big thing where Kane was going to be on there because, you know, wrestling fans and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they're still both excited about it. My question here is, what do you think you're not part of the problem? Do you genuinely self-reflect and go, no, not my fault? This whole thought process is exactly why people like Hillary and Trump get thrown out in front of us, because people go, there's lots of signs, I guess. He seems like a run-of-the-mill libertarian, which are all garbage for the record.
Okay.
You seem like you mean well. No, inform yourself and vote for the person that would most likely reflect your views. If it happens to be former professional wrestler Kane, who is also a run-of-the-mill libertarian and has lots of signs, then go ahead and vote for him. But why don't you just take a second and go like, who the fuck are these people on my ballot?
Okay. In fairness to Jake, he had to argue with a libertarian a couple of weeks ago who said that NASA was a human rights violation.
Because taxation is theft, but he didn't believe that the ownership of wealth was a human right. So, I don't know how we got from A to B there. But either way, I'm just saying, Lexifer, my guy, my dude, friendo, reconsider this. Reconsider this thought process. I love you.
Next, tangentially related, Far Out Kai says, Hey Hugo! Oh, this is for me. This is on your show, though.
Mm-hmm.
Should I register to vote or not register until we have a better electoral system?
When you self-reflect, do you not think you're part of the problem?
Take it now. You're here? Here. Okay.
I'm gonna...
You should,
2 notches. You get 2.
You should definitely register to vote.
Yes!
And then, before your, whatever your next election day is, whether it's a primary or it is a general election, you can generally go online and make sure that you are registered. There are plenty of websites to do that. You should also have a voter registration card. Many states will provide those. I know I have one in Michigan.
You're right.
Instance.
Yelling at them is not going to help.
Please get involved and vote.
Okay, so don't wait until there's a better electoral system.
How are you going to
create the better electoral system?
How do you get a better electoral system unless you have people actively voting within a system with the power to affect change on that system?
The electoral system is only so because it's not been changed. Does that make sense?
I recognize this.
Well, I know you do.
Anyway.
Do you know? Do you know this? Guys, I know it seems futile. There's 350 million of us. But, like, the Pennsylvania elections came down to what, like 100 votes?
Michigan, it was really close in a couple districts.
The local elections, or are you talking about the presidential?
I'm talking about presidential.
Yeah, no, I mean, Pennsylvania recently, a Democrat flipped the seat because there was a special election. The Pennsylvania, I think it was, count 18. I forget what the county was. It came down to very few votes. It literally takes you and a group of friends all agreeing on a thing and discussing politics. I don't know why people get so complacent. It's so weird to me. Like, it takes no time to go vote. Go do it. If you want something different, vote for that. Talk to other people about it. Change their minds. Do the things. This is how it works. It's meant to work this way. It's slow and deliberate and painful. And, we can't just go like this in a society that needs instant gratification. But please, I don't care if you disagree with me. Just go do it.
Next, Nim, also from the Discord.
Yeah.
Dear Hugo and Jaketa.
Is that anime? Hugo
I've
and
stopped.
Jaketa.
I've stopped trying to decipher what things on the internet mean at this point. Is there any possibility of a semi-regular political current events type series maybe on Unpop? I know everyone catches shit for their political views, whatever they are. However, I like to hear you two talk because you are always so calm and logical about it and explore the opposing view pretty well. You don't really rant angrily or passionately about them outside of the humor bits. This person immediately regrets what they just said after hearing you go off.
I knew this question was coming up.
Okay.
A lot of people asked about politics this time around. I don't. Maybe that's because midterms are coming up.
Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of weird. I don't know. I think on the podcast, maybe it'll come up sometimes, but I don't want it to be a political podcast. I want it to be whatever we want to talk about that day.
Sure.
Podcast. I mean, if you're really interested, I'm sure we could, but I don't know. While I am interested in politics, it's not a thing I like screaming into the void about that much.
Yeah.
It just happens, like these end up being a little bit of that sometimes. But I can assure you, Well's about to run dry on this topic in this episode. So that's about how long I like to talk about things. Although I could conceivably have a conversation with you instead of them about this and film it for ages.
Sure.
Like, I think that's fine. Although it would be a circle jerk, basically. Well, that's a line jerk. That's just two of us.
That's just two dudes.
Two dudes jerking off.
Jerking each other off.
Yeah, that's just Pornhub. And not even good Pornhub. No one likes handjob porn, right? Someone likes handjob porn. They wouldn't make it if they didn't like it.
Hand model crossover in that genre must just be nuts.
Okay. I'm just thinking, if you got to pick from first base to home plate of the gamut of sexual actions, handjob's below most things for me. Watching someone else get a hand job is even lower than that. I'd rather make a sandwich than watch hand job porn. At my horniest. Balls full, fuck it. Turkey sandwich.
I'm trying to devil's advocate this away, but no. That's a solid, I have no rebuttal. ZACK, Dear Hugo and Jake, what would your stripper porn names be? Thank you, wise ones.
Mine would be Buff Steel Flex. We actually made these up back in the day. Were you working there? Way back in the day. What are we talking now? 2010 or so?
Yeah.
I made these up when we were working at McDonald's with my buddy Ryan. His was Floyd McGuivan. I remember mine was Buff Steel Flex. I don't think you were there yet. You might have been.
I was there in 2010.
Were you?
Point. It must have been later in 2010 then.
Or you just weren't there at that day. But yeah,
sure.
we Floyd McGuivan. I can't believe I still remember that. As soon as I saw this thing, I was like, Floyd fucking McGuivan. I have to answer this question. I like that a lot. And yeah, Buff Steel Flex. Jesse Turtle Pop was somebody.
I hear you're supposed to take your first pet's name and the street you grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be...
Oh, you're going to dox yourself.
I'd be Sybil North Mason.
Oh. That sounds like a woman.
Yeah.
And a little racist. You do biracial porn sometimes?
Yes.
The Mason-Dixon line, but you're north of it, so it's fine. What would your porn names be? I want that in the comments for sure. It doesn't have to be those rules, just anything you think is fun. But if it is those rules, definitely want to know.
Contrary Casey, Dear Hugo and Jake. Oops, Dear Hugo and Jake.
I don't know why that was a thing. I just couldn't edit it out.
what I'm assuming happened because on Discord, if you type a message, hit enter, and then type another message and hit enter.
Oh, yeah. You can delete your own shit, guys.
So he probably went, Dear Hugo and Jake, hit enter before the rest of the message.
You can press shift enter on Discord before the record.
Anyway. Dear Hugo and Jake, if Jake is Papa Bird and we're baby birds, what species of bird are we? I vote emu.
I was going to ask everyone to vote. But I think we have to come up with 4 different, or, at least a selection of birds. I think emu can be on there, since contrary Casey asked. I'm thinking probably also a swallow.
They get it.
And also, what's a very majestic bird? Peacock? Peacock, and I don't know, lastly, more of a burly one.
I want one of them to be a turkey vulture.
Turkey vultures. Okay, so you can be emus, swallows, turkey vultures, or what was the other thing I said? Peacocks. You pick one. Okay? We're gonna have it down there. We're gonna have it out. Okay? I need arguments for and against. Okay? I basically need like an abstract. We're gonna go through the whole scientific process here. We're gonna figure out what the baby birds are.
You good?
Yes, I'm great. We're gonna figure out what they are, which implies they have a mother I forgot, and I love it.
Liz, asking for relationship-ish advice. How often do adults hang out with their friends? I feel like I'm pretty needy, but I like to hang out with people 2 to 3 times a week. But I tend to mix my friendships with more than friendship.
Got it.
Okay.
I thought of this because actually a lot of people ask me questions close to this. Is that weird? It's like an advice column. People are like, how often should I hang out with my friends?
You're a sociable
I think that might be
person.
It. Yeah.
You seem to enjoy time with others for some reason.
I'm going to ask you to answer that first.
Honestly, let's say we weren't doing this for a living. Let's say we had actual normal jobs. How many times would I hang out with you a week? Probably two or three times a week. We'd probably grab lunch one day or go watch a movie.
Sleepover?
Probably not a sleepover. But we'd play games or something.
Yeah, I mean, we'd obviously play D&D still. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I think definitely Friday, Saturday, Sunday are usually the times people hang out with each other.
So yeah, it's going to be dependent on the people though, too. Some people are going to like to spend time with a lot of people. Sometimes they like small groups of friends of 3 or 4. Sometimes they like going out. Sometimes they like staying in.
What I assume this came out of was an argument with somebody. Where they're like, oh, you hang out with people all the time. Maybe a significant other, who knows. Just for the record, I'm just reading into this. Could not be you. If you're in another situation, if your significant other is upset that you hang out with friends 2 to 3 times a week, I don't like that. And neither should you. Now, I will say, if you constantly make plans with your significant other and dip out on them and go fuck off, that's your fault. So, spend time with your significant other too. But, I don't know, people who are like, don't go do things. That's scary to me.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Unless it's like, don't go do drugs and get drunk all the time. That's fine. They just care about you. I love this one. I love this person.
Oh my god, what a great name. Yeah. LaCroix Boy! I like that so much better than Soy Boy.
I do so much.
Dear Hugo and Jake, are trade wars good and easy to win?
Oh yeah. Hugo, explain to them why this is not the case. Because you know way more about this than I do, and I know you got a rant in you. I could see it.
The past year has ranted me out about Trump. I'll try and succinctly explain. Trade wars are bad and not easy to win. But further, let me explain. A free market typically is better for everyone involved because it allows the division of labor and things to be done more spread out in places where it's decentralized. You can sort of say, okay, this region does this thing, this region does this thing, this place assembles all the stuff. Now, in fairness, certain free trade agreements can damage countries like the United States in certain circumstances, like when you export manufacturing, that can lose jobs and stuff. I'm not saying that's not the case. However, overall, generally for the population, the price of goods tends to go down. Now, when you start putting tariffs on goods, the opposite happens. It's essentially a tax that you place on goods coming in or out of your country, coming into, most likely in this case. So it costs more to buy those goods. The thing is, though, the country that's selling the goods doesn't just eat that, tariff and go, fuck it, we just make less money.
Yeah.
They raise the price on the goods to make up for it. So the extra cost on the things that come from other countries is going to come on to consumers and make everything you buy that isn't made in the United States more expensive.
For the record, you are that. You are the consumers.
On top of all of that, that also assumes in some sort of marketplace where everything, everyone... No, if American manufacturers see a Japanese TV all of a sudden costs $1,000 more, they're not going to go, well, our TV's $1,000 cheaper, we're going to make a bunch of money. Sure.
That could work.
But they're also going to raise their prices at least a little bit.
It's 500.
Yeah. Either way,
Right.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw it. Was it the English Prime Minister or was it somebody else? They were like, literally called Trump out during this because of all the things, this is probably the most politically call-outable thing he's done so far. Not, a personal thing, an actual political action.
Yeah.
Maybe the Muslim thing at first.
Okay, sure.
But this one's actually an economic issue. The guy was like, now we have to impose tariffs on them, so I guess we'll do this stupid fucking trade thing. This is stupid. We shouldn't do this.
Trump's head economic advisor quit right after Trump announced these tariffs, by the way.
Right, yeah. So,
because he was telling Trump, don't do this is a bad idea.
And
Part of this, by the way, also, this positions the United States in a weaker position as a global superpower.
Correct.
Because when we're not part of these deals, when we're not part of these things involving international trade,
someone else is.
Someone else is.
Usually China and Japan.
China has been
they have steel.
chomping at the bit for a while, They're waiting for this fucking opportunity to say, oh, the United States doesn't want to take the lead in international trade agreements.
Russia too, honestly.
Oh,
weird.
So then they're going to take advantage of that, and then they'll have more control over the global trade and how it's done and where it's done and what money it's done in. For instance, global trade today is done in the dollar. 50 years from now, I doubt it will be. I don't know if it'll be yen, but I don't think it'll be the dollar.
You think it'll be the euro? Me either.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, did you think the guy was going to be good at anything like this? Am I crazy? I feel like it was so obvious.
It was.
But we would have died under Hillary.
No, we wouldn't have. We would have been fine.
Hey, if I got to choose between treading water and sinking, I choose treading water. I even choose swimming backwards a little bit.
Sure.
Fuck that.
Trump is sinking in this.
Yes,
in this
it is.
metaphor, by the way.
I do think she's a terrible neocon.
Yes.
So,
she's a neoliberal, which very much pushes towards the right.
Anyway, my boy
at Muskogayon.
Mr. Tea Time.
Okay, well I couldn't read it. I'm a robot. Why does Hollywood want to Harvey Weinstein my childhood? Between Transformers, TMNT, and now the abortion of Power Rangers movie, 8-year-old me was walking funny.
I like that.
Did you see the... No, wait, hold on.
Power Rangers...
Do you not like the new Power Rangers movie that came out in 2016?
Do you like it, or did you go, that wasn't as bad as I thought? Because I'm on that side.
Have you seen it since you saw it in theaters?
No.
Okay, I own it. So I've seen it several times. We talked about Power Rangers 2016 for a moment. You picked the question, my friend. It had Power Rangers in the name. This is
I'm right. Yeah,
squarely.
Yeah, that's my fault.
All right, Power Rangers 2016 does a lot of good things that other superhero movies aren't doing, and that is, yes, sure, a lot of the movie wasn't action-packed, but it wasn't trying to be. It was about the relationship and them building as a team, which is essentially the only through line through every season of Power Rangers. It's been on for 20 years.
I thought the Zordon stuff was weak.
I don't necessarily disagree. I like, what's his face?
Cranston?
Bryan Cranston. I actually feel like the characterization for Zordon's a little weird.
Kind of a dick?
A little bit of a dick, which is fine, because Zordon could be a dick, but I don't know. is a little off. The production design, not a huge fan of the suit look, but other than that, I thought Rita was fun.
I thought she was better in this than the show.
I guess I just don't understand.
She was actually threatening.
As someone who is a big enough Power Rangers fan to own a wearable Red Ranger helmet, I enjoyed the movie. I don't know what people were expecting. It's a translation of the thing to the movie.
Do you know what the problem was? I think for part of it was also the Goldar reminded me a lot of Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? And like that whole fight was like kind of mediocre, and maybe it was Thor: The Dark World, Thor: The Dark World, like informing that a little bit, because it certainly wasn't as bad as that movie.
Sure.
I like some of the stuff. I like the Tommy thing that might happen. I like the actor, the Red Ranger. I think he did actually a really good job. He was also the bad guy in Stranger Things season 2, by the way. Same person.
Yeah.
And I think like Trini and stuff, Kimberly, they all had some kind of strong moments. Then they left some of the other kids out of it a little bit.
Sure.
Specifically the Black Ranger. He was just kind of like, I'm a bad boy.
Yeah, but the thing I liked about it was you take an episode of Power Rangers and make it a movie, and that's what it was. Most of it was them doing other stuff as just the teenagers.
Yeah.
There's some command center stuff. There's some training stuff. And then there's a big monster fight at the end.
Sure.
That's Power Rangers.
I'm kind of fine with that if that's the formula of the movies. I'm into that, and especially because like during Act 2 or whatever, you can have a putty fight or something.
Yeah.
I think all that's fine. I really think they need to clean the suits up. Like literally, just dip them in anything and have new suits. It's fine.
Yeah.
We won't care. It's magic. It's magic technology. It doesn't count. It doesn't matter. But the real reason of this question, the whole thing, is money. They're Harvey Weinsteining your childhood because money.
Yes.
It's cheap to make these CG movies, which all of these are. And they can usually turn a quick profit on your nostalgia. The good ones, like Marvel, and I'd say, do you consider like Batman Begins and Dark Knight nostalgia grabs, or is that just like, it felt like filmmaking to me?
Those aren't nostalgia grabs.
I know, but
well, see that there's the thing though.
Well, because we hadn't had one since the Burton or we hadn't had one since the Clooney, but
I think the differentiation there is Batman's been rebooted so many times, people just think of Batman as a movie character that keeps coming back.
I see, yeah.
Not only that, but you had Christopher Nolan behind it, and you could tell he had sort of it was
a vision that it was being carried out. I get you.
It didn't feel like Warner Brothers was just like, cha-ching, Batman! Certainly that was going on behind the scenes.
That's what happened with Pirates of the Caribbean after 3.
I finally watched the last one.
Ooh, bad, right?
Nah, worth it. Yeah, weird that they did you were right about the compass thing. I was like, that was so weird that it was just, they're just like, compass, whatever. I did like the design of the ship, though, that it kind of came
neat.
up and,
yeah.
But anyway, what was I talking about?
You were talking about money grabs.
Oh, still, you had Christopher Nolan making those films, and I feel like there was a creative vision behind them.
Sure. I guess kind of like the 80s Batman movies. Was kind of the same thing. Sure.
Because
I can't remember his name now. I always want to say Spielberg, but it's never Spielberg. It's the fucking Tim Burton. I don't know why I do that in my head. Those definitely had a creative vision as well. You could see kind of what's going on there. Ghostbusters is a good example. That was a nostalgia grab, and they're like, it's a new universe with ladies that talk too much.
Movie wasn't.
It wasn't good. So yeah, money is the answer here.
Okay.
Last one!
Shannon says, are you still thinking of doing a cooking segment with Hugo? Those few you did on Riding the Pine were great.
If you don't know what Riding the Pine was, that was a short-lived sports podcast that me and some buddies
Did that stop just because they couldn't? Or?
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of time. And I wasn't willing to be the editor.
Too bad I'm not into sports.
I know,
we could
right?
be a powerhouse.
Oh, man, it was really fun. I think we had some good content on there, actually. And I wouldn't hate bringing that back. But I did do some cooking videos. If you guys are interested, I can upload those cooking videos. But I'm not going to do it on this channel unless you're actually interested in it.
Press both sides until they're toasty and cubany. Cubany means brown. Cut the sandwich in half and eat it like you imagine a sex-addicted lesbian would eat their butch partner. Mmm, tangy.
So if you're interested in seeing the cooking videos, let me know. I'll upload the 3 videos I did at some point. Yeah, I think cooking with Hugo would be fun. Some people literally yesterday, and this is kind of why I picked this question, on Twitter and on Twitch, people were asking me to do cooking videos, like just live stream cook. I think that'd be fun as shit. So maybe. There's some cooking thing probably going to happen at some point. It's just sometimes I like not working. Like most of our interactions happen to be work, and then on Sundays we get to actually hang out.
Yeah.
And
even then, it's like
I worked really hard on this thing. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Actually, that is work, but I really enjoy it. So I enjoy all of it. But,
sure.
D&D is a little different than the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're interested in that, that might be a thing. Hugo, historically not a great cook, but smart enough to definitely figure it out. The problem is he's smart enough to probably figure it out. And I feel like it'd be like 3 episodes, then you'd know how to cook. And it'd be like, now Hugo knows how to cook. Congrats. You gotta be stupid for me to milk this.
Is the answer to add more butter?
4 episodes. Anyway.
I like butter.
Butter is good. It's not too much.
You ever tasted it off a nipple?
Only 50% of us have done that. That's right. You've truly lived, sir.
Only as much as I have to. So, I think that's it. Those are all the comments for this week. You can always follow us on Twitter at Papa Bird Jake.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded. You can also subscribe to the channel and maybe get your questions asked. Go to the Discord. Sign up for that. We got over 2,000 members. I think we're at 2,200. Could be more. Very active community there, and we have a whole ask section so we can actually keep it. Otherwise, we got to go through each video and kind of look at it. And this has been way easier. Obviously, I don't know if you noticed, we're trending towards the Discord just because it's like fucking handed on a platter. So if you have a question, you never have to interact again, except when you have a question for Ask Hugo and Ask Jake Reads. Just go there. But we do have like tabletop sections. We have gaming. Lots of people play games together. We have just discussion places. We have debate. We have art if you're an artist. We have cute baby animals. We have memes. We have shit posting. We have just a regular lobby. We have one specifically for people that are really good in the community that are called the Cool Kids, and they get to hang out in their little group, and they've actually made very, very good friends in that. So, I mean, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on over there. A lot of fun. So that's my big plug for Discord. Discord.me/Hugo and Jake.
And if you want to send us anything, here is our P.O. Box. Movies, snack crates.
Just a note.
Whatever.
Yeah. By the way, we got... we recently got if you didn't see, go, there's a link at the end of this video, to the live unboxing. We've had Fanception start. We had Paul take a picture of himself, mega fan Paul, took a picture of himself, signed it, and then we had a drawing on the show, sent that picture to another fan whose name I'm forgetting. Aaron? I'm forgetting. Took his picture holding the Paul picture, signed that, and we're going to send that to another fan, and hopefully they have that picture, take a picture of themselves holding the picture, him holding Paul, signing it. So, and we'll just have a fanception thing, and that's the giveaway.
Okay.
It's very fun. Also, you get other stuff with it, too. But.
So, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Hugo.
I'm Jake. I'm amped right now. Whoa!
This has been Jake Reads Your Comments number...
I can't eat all those nerd ropes. You know what? Next fanception, I'll send a nerd rope.
You should send them all of...
one nerd rope! You never know when I'm gonna need one!
You have like 30.
I don't have that many now. I ate 2, and I gave 5 away. That's 7. We're down 7.
I know math.